You tried to save money this month, and somehow saving still felt impossible. Not hard, impossible. You skipped the big purchase, avoided the expensive trip, checked your bank account more than usual, and still ended the month wondering how your money disappeared. But the real answer is much stranger. Saving money does not feel impossible because you are bad with money. It feels impossible because modern life is designed to make your money leave quietly. One small payment, one normal bill, one tiny convenience. Then your paycheck turns into a memory. So the question is not, why can you not save? The better question is, what is your money fighting against before you even touch it? Start with the simplest picture. Money comes in, money goes out. Whatever stays behind becomes savings. Savings means money your current self does not spend, so your future self has options. Simple, but not easy, because the space between money coming in and money staying behind has become crowded. Rent waits there. Groceries wait there. Transportation waits there. Insurance, subscriptions, debt payments, phone bills, repairs, fees, birthdays, and random life problems all wait there too. By the time savings gets a turn, the money may already be gone. You are not saving from income. You are saving from what survives. And that difference matters. Income is the total money that arrives. Cash flow is the timing and movement of money, meaning when it comes in, where it goes, and how fast it leaves. A paycheck can look strong on payday, then feel weak 3 days later because most of it was already promised. The landlord gets a piece. The bank gets a piece. The credit card company gets a piece. The grocery store gets a piece. Your future self gets whatever is left. And often, that is the problem. Your future self is last in line. This is where most people get saving wrong. They treat saving like a leftover. They wait for the end of the month and hope something remains. But hope is not a money system. Hope is what happens when the system is missing. Richard Thaler, the economist who helped build behavioral economics, showed that humans do not treat all money the same. Behavioral economics means the study of how real people make money decisions, not perfect calculator people. Thaler described mental accounting, which means your brain puts money into invisible buckets. Rent money feels different from birthday money. A tax refund feels different from salary. A bonus feels easier to spend than ordinary income, even though every dollar can technically do the same job. Your brain is not broken, it is sorting. The trap is that your brain may never create a strong bucket for savings unless you make one on purpose. Bills are specific. Savings is foggy. Rent has a date. The phone bill has a date. The credit card has a minimum payment, which means the smallest amount required to avoid being late. But savings often has no due date, no warning text, no penalty, and no angry red number. So it quietly loses. Not because it is unimportant, because it is silent. Modern money is full of loud obligations and quiet priorities. That is why the first savings problem is not discipline, it is visibility. You can only fight what you can see. Think about a normal month. You get paid. For a few hours, your account looks healthy. Then automatic payments begin. A subscription renews. A card payment clears. Gas, groceries, rent, and takeout all hit at different times. Each purchase feels separate. Each one feels explainable. None of them feels like the thing that ruined your month, but together, they build a machine. That machine has one job: turn income into nothing. This is why you say, where did the money go? Not because they bought one insane thing, because they bought one normal life, and normal life got expensive. Inflation is part of this. Inflation means prices rise over time, so the same amount of money buys less than before. When groceries, rent, insurance, and services rise faster than your income, saving becomes harder even when your habits stay the same. You can be equally responsible and still feel behind. That is not an excuse. That is math. If your paycheck rises by a little, but your basic costs rise by more, your savings gap shrinks. The savings gap is the space between what you earn and what you must spend. When that gap gets smaller, every mistake becomes louder. A $10 delivery fee matters more. A forgotten subscription matters more. A birthday dinner matters more. Not because $10 changed, because the margin changed. Margin means breathing room. Without margin, even a small surprise feels like a financial emergency. This is why saving feels emotional. It is not just numbers. It is safety. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky studied how people feel losses more strongly than gains. This idea is called loss aversion. Loss aversion means losing $100 usually hurts more than gaining $100 feels good. That matters because saving can feel like a loss today. You see money sitting there. You could use it. You could make life easier now. You could buy the thing, fix the mood, reduce the stress, or escape the day. Putting that money away feels like giving something up. Your future self gains, but your current self feels the loss. So your brain argues, why save today? Why not start next month? Why not wait until life feels less expensive? And that sentence is dangerous because life rarely sends a perfect month. There is always something: a repair, a fee, a trip, a sale, a stressful week, a reason. The problem is not that reasons are fake. Most reasons are real. That is what makes saving so difficult. You are not choosing between saving and being foolish. Often, you are choosing between saving and solving a real problem right now. That is why shame does not help. Shame says you failed. A system says the money had too many jobs, and money with too many jobs cannot do all of them well. This is where fixed costs costs matter. Fixed costs are expenses that repeat and are hard to change quickly, like rent, car payments, insurance, childcare, or minimum debt payments. Variable costs are expenses that move up and down, like restaurants, clothing, entertainment, and some groceries. Most budgeting advice attacks variable costs first. Buy less coffee, eat out less, cancel small treats. That can help, but it can also miss the giant problem. If your fixed costs are too high, your budget is already trapped before the month begins. A cheaper coffee will not fix rent that eats half your paycheck. A canceled subscription will not fix a car payment that crushes your margin. Small changes matter, but big locked-in costs control the game. It means your savings problem may not be about willpower, it may be about structure. A weak structure makes every month feel like a personal failure. A stronger structure makes saving boring, and boring is the goal. Saving should not require a heroic, emotional battle every month. It should happen before your brain starts negotiating. This is why paying yourself first became popular personal finance advice. Paying yourself first means moving money to savings immediately when income arrives, before spending begins. It sounds childish. It is actually powerful. Not because it makes you richer overnight, because it changes the order. Your future self stops being last in line. Even a small automatic transfer changes the story. $10, $20, $50. The number matters less than the habit at first, because the habit proves your money can obey a rule before it obeys a mood. Automation matters because moods are expensive. A bad day can buy things. A boring night can buy things. Stress can buy things. Social pressure can buy things. But an automatic transfer does not care how your day felt. It just moves. That is not magic. It is design. John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, often argued that costs matter enormously in investing. Investing means putting money into assets, such as stocks or funds, with the hope that they grow over time while accepting risk. Bogle focused on low costs because money lost to fees has less chance to grow. The same idea works before investing. Money lost to invisible leaks has less chance to become savings. A fee here, a subscription there, a higher interest payment there. Interest is the cost of borrowing money, or the reward paid for lending or saving money. When you carry expensive debt, interest can work against you. It adds extra cost to yesterday's purchases, so today's paycheck pays for the past. Debt makes old spending compete with future savings. Credit card debt is especially dangerous because the interest rate can be high. An interest rate is the percentage charged on borrowed money over time. If that rate is high, the balance can grow even when you are trying to pay it down. That does not make you stupid. It means the math is aggressive. When debt interest is pulling money backward, savings has to swim upstream. This is why the order of money goals matters. An emergency fund is a basic cash cushion for surprise expenses. It does not need to be fancy. It does not need to be invested. Its job is to stop one bad week from becoming new debt. Without an emergency fund, every surprise goes on a card. Then the card creates interest. Then interest eats cash flow. Then saving feels even harder next month. That is the cycle. A small emergency fund interrupts it. Not forever, not perfectly, but enough to create distance between life and debt. Anna Maria Lusardi, a leading financial literacy researcher, has shown that many people struggle with basic financial concepts like inflation, interest, and risk. Financial literacy means understanding the money rules that affect your life. This matters because money systems often punish confusion. If you do not understand interest, debt looks smaller than it is. If you do not understand inflation, a stagnant paycheck feels mysterious. If you do not understand risk, investing can feel like gambling or magic instead of a long-term tool with ups and downs. Confusion is expensive. Clarity is not enough by itself, but it gives you a fighting chance. Now look at lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation means your spending rises as your income rises. You make more. Then your life quietly upgrades. A nicer apartment, a better car, more restaurants, better clothes, more convenience. At first, it feels earned, and maybe it is, but if every raise gets absorbed by a better lifestyle, your savings gap never grows. You are running faster on the same treadmill. More income does not automatically create more savings. More income creates more opportunity. The opportunity can become savings, or it can become a nicer version of being broke. That sounds harsh, but it is useful. The goal is not to hate spending. The goal is to make spending tell the truth. Opportunity cost is the thing you give up when you choose something else. If you spend $100 tonight, the opportunity cost might be the savings that could have protected you next month. That does not mean spending is bad. It means spending has a shadow. Every dollar can only do one job at a time. A dollar cannot buy dinner and build your emergency fund. It cannot pay debt and become an investment. It cannot impress other people and protect your future self at the same time. So saving becomes possible when you assign jobs before the world assigns them for you. This is what a budget really is. A budget is not a punishment list. A budget is a plan for your money before the month starts. It tells your money where to go grow, so you do not have to ask where it went. The best budget is not the prettiest spreadsheet. It is the one you actually use. Can you see the money? Can you control the timing? Can you protect savings before it gets eaten? Those are the real questions. One of the most underrated saving skills is lowering the temperature. Financial panic creates bad decisions. When every purchase feels morally loaded, you avoid looking. When you avoid looking, problems grow. Then the account surprises you. Then saving feels impossible again. The fix starts with making money less dramatic. Check it calmly. Name the problem. Adjust the next move. Your bank account is information, not a verdict on your worth. A low balance is not proof that you are hopeless. It is a signal. Signals are useful. Shame is not. The practical move is simple, but not always easy. First, find your real savings gap. Add up income after taxes. After taxes means the money that actually reaches your account after government deductions and payroll deductions. Then subtract fixed costs. Then subtract realistic variable costs. Not fantasy groceries, real groceries. Not pretend transport, real transport. What remains is your possible savings. If that number is tiny, do not insult yourself for not saving a huge amount. Solve the right problem. Maybe income needs to grow. Maybe housing needs a future change. Maybe debt needs a payoff plan. Maybe subscriptions need a cleanup. Maybe spending needs clearer limits. Maybe all of it is a little true. Second, make savings automatic and early. A small transfer on payday beats a large, imaginary transfer at the end of the month. Third, create a starter emergency fund. Even a few hundred can change the feeling of life. Fourth, attack the leaks that repeat. Repeating leaks matter because they return every month. A one-time mistake hurts once. A recurring mistake becomes a lifestyle. Fifth, protect raises. When income rises, decide in advance what percentage goes to savings before lifestyle absorbs it. A percentage means a part of the total, like saving $10 from every 100. This lets your life improve while your future improves too. Saving money feels impossible when every dollar arrives without a job. Every company gets paid before your future self, and every normal expense quietly grows around you. But impossible is not always the same as impossible. Sometimes impossible means invisible. Sometimes impossible means unstructured. Sometimes impossible means your system was built backward. You do not need to become a different person overnight. You need your money to stop disappearing before you can make a decision. That begins with one clear rule. Your future self gets paid before the leftovers vanish. Not because life is cheap. Not because saving is easy. Not because every month will be perfect. Because your money needs an order, and your future cannot keep waiting at the back of the line. You tried to save money this month, and now you can finally see why it felt impossible.